I'm not done with the video yet. I just started. I was going to show you my slot cars. Cleaned out the mat for the slot cars. They got lighting here. As you guys can see, it's really nice lighting. I'll start showing you them right now. Let's start with the bugs. This is a custom bug I got off eBay. The axle was locked up, so I had to it took forever to get this axle to be where it is now. It was locked up with rust. So I fixed it, and it runs so smooth. I haven't ran it yet. I have not run it on the strip. That's tonight. I'm gonna run it tonight and see what it does. It's very light, very light. But this one, you might have seen this in a few videos. I just got this 3D printed by somebody, and I'm gonna they're gonna printed it for me, and then they're gonna paint it yellow for me with black accents, which is gonna look really cool. And Chase uh, built the body, or not the body. He built the chassis, and what's his name? What is his name? His name is, I can't remember who built printed the chassis, but can't remember the name right now. But Chase built the. Did I say printed the chassis? Printed the body. Can't remember who printed the body, but Chase built the chassis for me, and it's absolutely amazing. He said this was a pain to get the bump stop, pain to get that in there, and man, it looks so good. It looks really good. Man, I can't wait to get it yellowed up, make it look cool. It's gonna be a sick drag car. Let's start with the Novas. Yeah, I have several Novas. Let's just start with my very first Nova. 66, black. I'll set it down here. So you guys hope you guys can see everything all right. Can I make this wide? I cannot. But this is my very first 66 Nova. Very simple chassis, just tubing. That's all most of these cars are, tubing chassis. Almost like a ladder frame, basically. Put new braids on it. Just slot car. Has a metal gear, like most of these cars have metal gears. Let's move on to my second Nova that I got. I have 3 Novas in total. This one is a little bit different. It's got almost a flexy chassis to it, so it kind of flexes a little bit more. Older gear, has a really old gear in there, compared to some of the new ones like this one, which is a new gear. You can see that plastic in there, that plastic gear. But this is a really long motor, and they put a resistor in it. I think it's a 5% resistor, so it runs like, I think this car runs 30 mile an hour. It's a really slow car, but I love it so much. Now my favorite Nova out of the whole collection, this one. You guys seen it? It's this one down here. The reason I love this one so much is because it's a 2-door post. I'm gonna take it out here so you guys can see. It's a 2-door post. This is a 66 Nova, but it's a 2-door post. Basically, compared to the others, it has a 2-door post. It's one post there, one another. Same thing on the other side, same post. It's same kind of frame as the other ones. Almost like a ladder chassis frame. Really a lot of flex to it. Runs really slow. I think this runs in the 30 mile an hour car. It's a really slow car, but when you're stock car drag racing, you want slow cars. You want really slow so you can get off the line without them going. Because when you get your trigger and you see yellow, green, you want to go, but usually you hear the person next to you go before them if you have a faster car, and so you go before the light goes green and you red light. That's why you want a slow car, so you get off the line first, so you don't have to hear that zing by the other person. So you get off the line first. Let's start with my dragster. This is my first dragster I have. Really fragile car. Very simple chassis. It used to have a big Hawk 7 motor in it, which is a really fast motor, but we swapped it with a different gear and a different motor, different gearing. It used to have a metal gear, but we put a plastic in there. And this is like more of a show car than a run car. This is kind of my backup car if everything breaks, which nothing has broken very much yet. But is that a div in the top? There is. Wow, that's gonna affect it. Uh, but I absolutely love this car. It's one of my favorites to run. I love it. It's just such a cool car. I mean, it's just so cool. Like the way it looks. Oh, really out of the camera shot. It's just so cool. Uh, Little guy driving, and the detail, like the parachute cord, goes all the way back to the parachute. You guys can see that. I'm really bad at angling this, but you guys can see it as a parachute cord that goes all the way to the parachute. The detail on that is insane. It's mostly a show car, not a run car. Okay. Let's start with the truck. Let's go to this. This is a what is this? A GMC, not a Cyclone, not a GMC Cyclone. Sonoma. This is a GMC Sonoma. So I have no idea who built this, but this is a custom chassis, but I can't remember who named. But this is a very famous chassis. Someone builds. I guess he built bodies and chassis and stuff, and he's really famous for it, and the place. But this guy, he builds tons of cool cars, and I've only got one or two of his that are built by him. I think one. This is the only one. But I mean the details like really insane. It's got the door and latch, mirrors, and this isn't 3D printed. The 66 Nova. I forgot to tell you guys, this car down here is 3D printed. It is printed like resin, what like this car was. But this one was painted and made it look clean, all sparkly. So you can. And the thing about I forgot to tell you guys about this car. It's impossible. I mean, impossible to find a two-door post. It's always 3D printed if somebody's gonna build a two-door post. Um, so it's really hard to find these cars. So it's almost impossible. I got my hand on one, and we're gonna contact the guy see if you can build me a blank canvas one for someone to paint, like my grandpa's. If you guys know my grandpa's car, if you've seen it or you've ever heard of my grandpa's car, Novocaine, you've probably seen it or heard it before in my channel. The first time I got this bug, it was actually this is how big it was. That's how big it was. That's like I'll set it next to the bug that I just this bug for size comparison. He built it huge. Why is the camera? Let me focus it down a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, you can see how big difference it is compared. Like this is one. So this is 1/24 scale. That is probably 1/20. No, that's probably 1/20th scale, maybe. It is huge. It is huge. But I just set it up here for looks. So he reprinted it, made it better, made it realistic and all that, and made it to scale, which is awesome. Let's do my fastest car, the Mustang. This runs 50 mile an hour, maybe. It's very rare for it to run 50 mile an hour. I did some modification. I did different gearing. I did this tape to block out because there's a big hole here. So I just covered up with tape. And if I can, and I've only got this thing go 50 mile an hour once, barely 50 mile an hour, 52, 25 maybe mile an hour. And I've got it running in the 9s. It's mostly running 10s, but it sometimes can run 9s, which I don't want because I might break out if I have it at 10. If you don't know how breakout works, you have your dial set into like this one runs. Let's say this one runs 10. Oh yeah, here we go. I can show you guys. Let's see if it's on this notepad. I have here's cars wrote down. So this one is Slingshot, which is this car I called the little red dragster. Slingshot's running a left lane. Oh, which one? Okay. Slingshot ran on 1376, which is really slow for a 50 foot drag strip. 50 or 60 foot drag strip. Really, it's just really slow. But if you, let's say I have it at 1370 and I go 1365, I'm 5 over my I'm 5 under my dial, so I broke out. If I go 1275, I didn't break out and I might have lost, but I might win as well. So it depends. Basically, if you break out, you're going you're going under your number that you haven't dialed in. So let's say I have mine dialed in 1375, and I go 1376. That's not a breakout. I won that race. Hopefully, if I win. Um, but if I went 1374, I broke out by one. It's very simple. It's not hard to do it. I usually just -5. I just do -5, and that's how I dial in my cars. Um, yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's a Lexan body. So this is a Lexan body. Put a different gear in it. Blah blah, blah, as I told you. Um, it runs really good. I love it. It's a really fast car. Most of these cars run 12 to 13s. This one runs 10s, which is crazy fast. At 40, I'm gonna say 45 or 47 mph max. I barely got to 50 once. Let's do Vader. This one's an interesting car. I'll pull it out. This is another stock car, of course. Same chassis as the Bug, kinda. Very short, very slim. Lil John, one of my guys there, gave it to me. He said, and it didn't have tires on it, so I slapped some tires on it. And runs absolute consistent. This thing is my most consistent car out of the whole bunch. And you want consistent. You don't want speed. You want consistency. So this runs within maybe three hundredths of my dial, or 303 basically, triple 03 of my dial in. It can even be 2, like 0002 of my dial in, which is insane. Um, So it's a really cool car. It's just there's a light here that lights up when it has electricity. I don't have a break-in box. I don't have a break-in pit yet. I plan to get one soon, hopefully. So when Lil John gave me that, it didn't come with tires. It didn't come with tires. So I had extra tires left over, and I slapped it on there, and it runs great. Let's start with my last two. Oh no, three. I have three. Let's do Van Man. Let me pull these out. Set these to the side. Come on, go in the hole. Oh, there's no hole there. That's right. This is Van Man. Why you call him Van Man? Because look at the license plate. Van Man. Really cool. Very cool paint job. I got this from Ray Wrinkle, I believe. Very, very good paint job. He did a really good paint job on it. He built tons of these cars. I can see some of these have on the bottom 1385, which is what it's running. Some people write them on there. So instead of grabbing a piece of paper, which I have a piece of paper, and I tell somebody what my time's going to be, or my dial in, some people just write. So all I have to do is look at the car. Yeah, I'll take a 1385, and then they'll type it in the machine, and that'll be your dial in. But I just do the piece of paper method because I don't want to write it on the cars, and it's just too much hassle. I just do the paper method where my mom and dad write it on a piece of paper. I go up there, tell them it, and that's it. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you the chassis. It's just basically the same chassis as the Bugs, just a little longer. I think it's a Hawk 7 motor in it, or a Parma, one of those two. It's a very slow car, another consistent car. This is the car I won my very first race. Actually, I'll show you guys real quick. I'll show you my time slip. This is the time slip. I'm on the right. If you want to pause it, you guys can read. Basically, I had a 0.0 reaction time, so four zeros, so quad 4 zeros, which is awesome. That's very rare to get. That's basically reaction time from when you hit the trigger and it goes. So that's my reaction time, and I won my very first race, first place with this car, and I love it so much. You've probably seen photos on it on Facebook if you guys follow me on Facebook. It's my car I ran my very first race on. It's very cool. It was a big race with Rusty. I haven't really told you guys about Rusty. He was the main owner of him and his dad, or not his dad, his son, were the main owners of 417 Race Place, and they still are. At least Dave is. And we were racing one night, and the race was great. Didn't win. Sadly, I didn't win. But I think Rusty got third, second, or first. And it was great. It was a great night. I left early because I didn't win. And I got up next day, got a message from one of my friends saying, "Hey, Rusty passed away driving home." I'm like, "Oh no." Basically, what I got the story from is he was driving home, had a heart attack mid drive, crashed into a house, passed away on the spot. He didn't die at the crash, he died away. We believe he died at as soon as he had a heart attack. So it wasn't painful, hopefully, and he rest in peace. He was a great guy. He's the one that got me into stock cars, and he gave me this. This is my next comment review. What a perfect time to review. Uh, this is the first car he gave me for 150 bucks. The Parma. Did I say Parma? It's a It's not. It's a Kindle Funny car from the '90s. It's a chat. It's again all these cars are mostly 3D printed. Uh, it's like this car's 3D printed, this car's 3D printed, but the rest are model kits, or well, except for the Lexan body. Um, this is my first car I got, and Rusty he let me buy it, so I got my very first car, and we had to redo the tires. They used to have big tires on there. You've probably seen on my post on YouTube when I first got it. This is the first car I started out with, and I still run this car today. And I every single time I have this car out, I think of Rusty because he let me have it. I broke the header straight off, and I lost a parachute somewhere. Parachute on there is gone. But I just think of Rusty, and he one of the guys I think his name's Rob. We built the motor in it because it was really dirty, and now it's all clean. Uh, and it runs. We put different gearing in it, and it runs really well. Put different tires on there. It's the same tires. We just retrimmed them. But every time I run this car, I think of Rusty, and I miss him. I really do. He was a great guy. He was a really kind dude, and he he was a great guy. I miss him a lot. Let's start with GTO. This is my GTO. I think this is one of my second or third cars I ever bought. Just it's the exact same chassis as most of these others. You can see those writing there, but it's all gone. Someone engraved #1 on there. I don't know why. Probably the #1 car that they built, or something like that. I don't know who quite built this, but I have a funny story with both of these actually, the Impala and this one. I left it on the track one time, and I didn't know. I completely forgot about it for some reason. I should have grabbed my car after shut down the track, and I went to grab something, and I hear boom. I'm like, well, somebody crashed the car, and they're like, Colton, that was you. I'm like, oh, beep, and I run down there. My car is, this was all bent up, and we had to like it was all bent like this, and we just straightened it out, and it ran perfectly fine. It looks perfectly fine, but then I had probably maybe 5 or 6 weeks later, it was another testing tube night like tonight. But this time didn't go as planned. I did the exact same thing. I went to grab something, and I'll just show you this. All you can see down here is all really bad. It's all bent up and stuff because I left it on the track, and a car went down with a really fast speed. It was probably one of these Parma cars that are really fast. And it just went right into the butt of this, and everything was bent up, and it was all mangled, and it was just like crap. But my dad and me fixed it. And it was really stiff at the beginning, but it still kind of is a little stiff, but it's not bad. But it was a pain to fix all that and make it all straight again. It was not fun. But this is my second or third car I bought. You can see somebody wrote it 1271 on the bottom, and it says Did I say this is my Impala, not GTO. This is my Impala. I forgot this is an Impala. It's one of my favorite cars. I mean, like if I had to pick one of my favorite cars in this whole group, it's a hard decision between the Bug, the van, and the Bugs, the vans, the van, and the Novas. I mean, it's a really hard pick. Come on, go on. Why me move my Bug? The van just sits really comfortably in there. Uh, this is my cars. I'll show you I'll grab something real quick. This is another car I'm building. I got this for free because I was doing like not it was almost a silent auction, but it was a random wheel spinning. I got my name chosen like in the eighth person, but I'm gonna build this and I'm gonna build it like Colin McRae's rally car, which is gonna be really cool. So it's gonna be Colin McRae's rally car. It's a 2001 to 2002 Ford Focus SVT. So I'm gonna build like Colin McRae's rally car and make a custom get Chase to do a custom chassis. So it'll be a drag car. A rally, yeah, I know, right? Rally drag car. That's insane. In this box, I'll show you what's in this. My controller. I immediately did something to it, and it was actually a really good idea. If you guys are in soccer racing, my friend Travis gave me this idea, and it works so well. I used to red light all the time because there's bands here, and as soon as it hits that first band, it goes. But I taped it so all the bands are shut off except for the last go band. So it's now all this delay, all this delay, all this delay, go. So I'm literally, it's just this. It's these hook up to the leads, so you clamp onto there, black. I don't know why white is red. Why is white red? Why is red white? Positive is for some reason white when black is negative, of course. So I don't know why they couldn't just paint it red. Kind of irritates me low key. But I got this from Rusty when I first started, and I got it for like $80. My controller. Okay. Now, that side, I'll show you. If you want to know how many races I've won, here's a time slip. Always at the end of a race, you get your time slips. This is actually kind of a cool book. I'll put it down real quick. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, this is all my. You write down on these pieces of paper. You write down on this piece of paper where your cars are gonna run. Your cars are. So like Van Man, I ran twice, so that was a 2. So I can enter them 2 times per race for $1. And Sonoma, which is the truck, Mustang, which is also ran. Mustang is this one. Yep. Enter that twice. What does that say? Quartermax, which is this Nova Invader. This is a recent race I did. This is the newest race I did last time. But that's just my cars. This is the time slips, or not the time slips, the times I write down so I can keep track of. So like this is left, this is left, this is right, and then like Nova ran a 244 in the left lane and a 272 in the right lane, which Nova came, which is that Nova, the black Nova. Van Man ran a 1441 in the left lane, 1442. And this is basically what we're going to write down our time slips on. Or these pieces of paper we write down before we give them out. We write our 4 cars, our 5 cars we run. Sometimes they do 3, sometimes they do 4 car nights, sometimes they do whatever kind of number of car you want. And you do car names, you don't write them down, and you do the times right here. They're not on there. But let's say I want to run Van Man. What is Van Man? 1415. Write it down 1415. And then you give it up there, and they'll write it down on the machine, which does the calculation of when you're going to start your race. Very simple, very easy. Looks like this is only one piece of paper, but this is a time slip. It's just basically your. So like I ran Vader here in the right lane. I ran 12. My dial-in was a 12,500, or 12.5, 12.5. My reaction time was 590 milliseconds. 60 foot was 1837. 1,000 foot was second and 3. What was this? Oh, dial into ET. Basically, it's like how close you were to your dial if you break out, or how close you were to your dial. Uh, so and then you got ET, mile an hour, all that. Nothing really special. Let me pull out another thing here. Here's another piece of paper. Same concept, just the same thing in this book. This is my map. I bring this to stock car racing and I set it out kind of like this is right now. I just roll it out and just put my cars on there so it doesn't get the tires dirty. Works great. Highly recommend. Oh, yeah, here it is. You want to see how many runs I made? You ready for this? All that is all my runs. Those are all my runs. It's insane. All these. I'm actually gonna put all my time slips in there. Oh, there's that. Oh, I was wondering why that one. I have so many time slips. It's like I have several more. That's another inch full of it. So yeah, that's all my time slips and all that fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. I just keep all my stuff in here just in case I need it. Alright. Controller. Put tape on it. You know, I just told you guys. Fun stuff. Close this up properly. Oh yeah. So these little compartments in my boxes, I was going to show you. This is the first box I ever got because I actually hold it in when I first got the funny car. I kept it in this with my controller, and I realized then I got another car, then another car, then another car. So I needed a box. I got this from Ray Wrinkle, same person that made the Van Man or had the Van Man and the Nova, the black Nova. And so I got this, and it held all my cars. Only had, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only had 5 cars at the time. And then that came into 6 cars and 7 cars, and shortly after that, for $200, got this. So got that, and then I need to get another box because I'm already full. And you guys can see I'm gonna build another car, and then I got this car. I got another bug. I got a bug. I plan to get a '66 Nova soon, just like this one, but painted like my grandpa's. It's gonna be a hassle. It's gonna be a hassle to keep all these cars in one spot. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you these compartments that come with it. If this compartment wasn't here and another one of these, I can put 6 cars in there, but I don't have 6 cars. I don't have a spot for it. Here's some more time slips. Bloody Mary. How many time slips do I have? Oh, here's some extra braids. Here's some tires that I was gonna put on the Vader. I was gonna put on Vader, but they didn't fit quite the best. And you put this in my time slip box. I'll do that later. I don't want to pull everything out. I'll stick them on there. Okay. Here's some old gearing. This gearing is really chewed up. It's gone. I got some metal gears in here from the Kendall Funny Car. More gearing from the Kendall Funny Car. Here's the header. There's the header for the Funny Car. This can be thrown away. That can be thrown away. Here's another time slip. Stick it down there. Just some stuff. Oh yeah, here's the motor I was talking about that came off which one was it? Oh yeah, off a Slingshot, which is the dragster, the red dragster. This is an Eagle Mid America car, and I swear, when I did it on the first pass, this thing was flying and it would not control. It would pop out of the slot because it had so much torque, and it still does, but we geared it down by a lot. And we geared it up because we wanted less torque but more speed. So we geared it up by a lot, and we're gonna put a new gear in it. It still has too much torque. So I think we already geared up. I think we already did gear it up. But I have to say this motor is so powerful. I plan to put it in that car. Let me look at the motors with comparisons. Oh yeah, the tape's covering it up, but that'll be a lot of power going into it. By the way, today is, I'm not a big political guy, but I'm just going to say this right now. Today is Trump's inauguration, which is awesome. I'm so excited for that. Can't wait to see him back in office. So, really excited for that. I have another stand in here for Slingshot, I call him. If you wonder why his name's Slingshot, I guess I never really explained all my cars' names. I'll name them all. I think let me get this back in here, and then I'll tell you guys about them. Get in there, dang it. Why are you not going? Oh, because I didn't have them in the slot. That would do it. Okay, this is Slingshot. Yeah, because I like the name Slingshot. This is Novocaine, which I'm gonna rename Black Nova soon if I get my grandpa's Nova painted. If I get one like my grandpa's and paint it like his. This one is called, the next car, the Nova, is called just, I know these are really basic names, Gray Nova. I know, crazy. So right now we have Slingshot, Novocaine, Gray Nova, Quarter Max, because on the side it says Quarter Max. I was going to say Cyclone, but it's not Cyclone. I keep saying that. What is this? A Sonoma. This is Sonoma because it's a GMC Sonoma. This will be Colin McRae. This will be called Colin McRae when I get an adult. Hold on, guys. We got packages. Jeez. Alright, sorry guys, I'm back. The logo looks like for 4 and 7 Slot Car Club. Where was I? Quartermax, Sonoma, Colin McRae when I get built. Kindle. I'm gonna call this one Kindle because Kindle. Mustang. Impala. Blue Bug. My Bug. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call my bug, but I'm gonna call this one VW Bug. And I don't know what I'm gonna call this one. Of course, excuse me guys. Van Man, you guys know. GTO, Van Vader. Easy. If you guys want to join the club, Slot Car Club, really cool sticker. I want to put that right there, but I don't want to fit. Fit there. Oh man, it just won't fit. I could just shove it right there, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It won't fit. I don't have enough room for it, sadly. I can set it right here. Maybe, yeah, I can just fit it right there. Let's go away. I don't know. What should I call the bugs? Give me some names when you see this video. Give me some, what should I call the bugs down here? Give me some comments in below. Give me some comments. I think I'm gonna call some Blue Bug, and this one probably like, I guess like Super B maybe. And I made these blocks. I don't think I've ever shown you these blocks I made. These are just Slot Car stand blocks, so I'll show you. They're literally Jenga blocks. Jenga. just hot glued two of them together. Very simple to make. If you have extra, if you have a jig box that you don't use anymore, I highly recommend it because you can just do this with slot cars if you ever rent them. Ingenious way to stand up your cars at the slot car track or whatever you're working on. I just put new braids on the Blue Bug. I'll show you. I told you guys I just worked on it. Put new braids on. It ain't the best job, but it'll work for now. So very simple, easy to do. And I set it right here, and it works. Works really well. Let me look at some of these cars. Make sure I had the braids on right. Yes, I had the braids on right. Put them on right. Good. It isn't my best work to do. It isn't like it isn't my favorite thing to do when I have to work on cars. It's fun to work. I like this taking out the axle. So when I got this car, the axle was rusted. Like it would not move. I put so much torque on it, almost broke the axle. So what I did is I put oil on it, let it sit for 24 hours on both sides because this side was the worst. This side was the worst right here. And what I did was I let it sit overnight with oil on it. It still didn't help. So what I did is I took off the wheels. And if you want to have these tires come off, see that tiny little wing nut right there? Not wing nut, like pin screw. Took that out. Tires come off, both sides. Still, the axle would not move. So what I did is I grabbed a hammer, I tapped it out slowly, and I used a tiny little hammer, kind of like this, but a lot smaller, and gently tapped it out. Came out, and it was rusty so bad. So what I did is I used some lighter fluid, put lighter fluid in there, cleaned it up, cleaned up the bushings. There's no bearings. All these cars are bushinged. There's no bearings. I've seen bearings in slot car axles, but they're very rare. And basically ran like new. And it's all smooth and silky, and man, it took a while to clean up that axle. But it's worth it, dude. It's so worth it. I just love slot cars. I'm such a big fan of them. I love them a lot. I have no spot to put this. No, that works. It stays in there. If you ever guys get into slot cars, I will tell you one thing. It's an addictive hobby. It's such an addictive hobby. I love it. I have not built my own car. I've always bought or let someone else build. For example, the Bug, I let Chase build the chassis and got I can't remember his name right now. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. But I love it. I love this hobby. It's an awesome, great hobby to play and to do and to just have fun with. It's not anything important. It's not like a championship or anything like that. It's just having fun. If you guys seen a few videos of my slot car racing, it's such a fun hobby, dude. I mean, like, people get like this, and like, so before Rusty passed, he let me buy his slot cars and all that and have fun with it. But his son, Dave, he has a circuit, like a little circuit track, carpet racing basically, next to it, the slot car track, the drag strip, and I ran it with a car like this. I ran it with a car like this. It was fun, but I just didn't like it. So slot cars is what I did. And I've stuck with it forever. I love it. It's an addictive hobby. It really is. And I'm planning to get more. I plan to get a drag strip. I plan to get a 66 Nova. I plan to get another Bug. I plan to do this and that and that and that. Build this car, and do so much with it. It's just gonna be a fun hobby. Guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. Thank you all for watching. Peace. God bless.